Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Now, over the last few weeks you probably got used to me talking about strength training and healthy lifestyle habits, and if you're enjoying those, that's great. This one isn't massively removed from that, but it's not quite a normal video, right? The title's called Get Tested, and this is why. In the last year, 5 of my friends have been diagnosed with prostate cancer. They weren't called in for a test and they didn't have any symptoms. They just went along because they thought it was a sensible thing to do. And unfortunately, the news wasn't what they wanted to hear. And so they had to undergo some form of treatment, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, operation in at least one case, right? The good news is that the outcomes have all been good. When each of those people went to the doctor and they were given the results, they were also told, a couple of them anyway, that if they hadn't gone at that particular time, then the situation could have got a lot worse. So then that means that the treatment's more prolonged and a bit more invasive and uncomfortable, or maybe the outcomes are much worse. So the point about this video is it doesn't matter whether you've got symptoms, please go and get a test. And it's the same for colon cancer as well. So that requires a colonoscopy, which is uncomfortable. I know that this topic is probably a little uncomfortable for people to talk about and maybe embarrassing, but you don't need to be embarrassed. And certainly whatever feelings that you might have about this will be outweighed massively by the outcomes if you don't go and get a test and something happens. The point about prostate testing in this country is that it's not something that's routinely offered by the NHS, which means you do have to be proactive and go and ask for one. Unless you have a GP surgery who writes to you and says, oh, you're 55, you're 60, Mr. X, please come in for a test. Now, if that happens, just go and get it done. It's no longer as embarrassing as you think. It's not the finger up the bum thing anymore. It's just a blood test. So it's very easy. You should be in and out in a few minutes, and then you just wait a few days for your results. Colonoscopy is a bit more invasive, but again, it's short term. Now, females, you're probably listening to this, and some of you might be nodding and think, oh yeah, we do that all the time. Cervical tests, tests for cervical cancer, mammograms for breast cancer, they're uncomfortable and embarrassing too, but again, the outcomes could be a lot worse if you don't go and get them tested. So please, if you're a female, take action as well. If you're a guy over 50s and your doctor says, we can't do those tests here, or we don't do those tests here, or you don't need one because you haven't got any symptoms, and you really want one because you're sensible and proactive, then you could always fake the symptoms a little bit, right? Don't tell them I told you, but of course, if they watch this video, they'll find that out anyway. So that's it really. It's a short video. Get tested. If you've been tested and whatever the outcome, you've come through the other end, then that's great. This is a video that I want you to share with your friends and your work colleagues and anybody else out there. Everybody should get tested if they're over 50. It's the smart and sensible thing to do. It's a short-term bit of embarrassment, but the long-term implications, one way or another, are really important. So just get tested and overcome the little doubts you've got in your mind. And then once you've had it done, that's it. You're home free. You do need to get tested at regular intervals in the future, but once you've had the positive first test, then it'll be a lot easier the second time. Okay, that's it. Don't forget to share this video. And if you've got any comments about your own testing process or any treatment you had to have as a result of a negative test, then please do let me know. Thanks for watching. And again, don't forget to share.